On the 6th of September 2016, a tragic incident resulted when a 7-person team was erecting a tower scaffolding. That scaffolding had reached a height of about 7 meters when a worker was seriously injured. Having disconnected his lanyard from the fixed rail, the worker walked along the scaffold platform to connect a snap hook to a vertical standard. That's when he fell from the scaffolding, hitting the concrete floor 7 meters below, face first. Team members immediately rushed to assist the still conscious worker. In means of getting him first aid, they lifted him up over the bund wall and carried him along the road to the waiting ambulance, not knowing the risks of moving a fall victim. The injured worker needed to receive treatment for head, arm, and shoulder fractures and wasn't able to work for a long time. How could this tragic incident happen? First, no handrail had been installed along the bordered platform, and no alternate method of securing a safety harness was available. Secondly, the supervisor, contractor, and the team weren't thoroughly aware of the dangers of working in heights. And at last, the main contractor was inadequately staffed with emergency health and safety personnel on site. So how can tragic events like this be avoided? Review and comply to local standards and statutory requirements. On-site inductions and staff training for emergency procedures. And also mandatory practical training and certifications for working at heights, not only for workers, but also supervisors and coordinators. Now, let's take a look at the key learnings from this event. All assigned scaffolding workers and supervisors must receive the according levels of training. If working in remote locations, the scaffold workers must be trained to understand the correct sequential steps for erecting and dismantling scaffolds. The supervisors must review that all required precautions and risk mitigations are in place and followed. This must be supported by a prior-to-work risk assessment or an unsafe act, unsafe conditions reporting program. Also, all supervisors must understand their role when responding to an emergency. They must notify the emergency response team immediately and await its arrival. They must not move injured persons and contain the area. Remember, in case of an emergency, be a star. Stop and take the time. Think about the task at hand. Act accordingly. Review the results. Always ensure safe conditions before you start working, because your safety and that of your colleagues is always first priority. Be safe, not sorry.